recording.
Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino cider review. You have the Rhino, you have Average Joe, he's doing some ratings over here. And we have a cider that was sent to us by Lee from Hoople's Beer Reviews. This is Stutz, which is a craft cider from Nova Scotia. Now, something I've noticed about the Nova Scotian ciders is they don't give you much in the way of ingredients. We have pressed apples and sulfites.
Oh, sulfites again?
As crisp as the apples it's made from, 100% Nova Scotia apples, 0% compromise, no concentrates, no gluten, no kidding. Cool and refreshing with a positively sparkling personality. One delicious cider, 2 separate presses, 7 apple varieties. Contains sulfite, return for refund, blah 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 blah. Okay, so there we go. We've talked about it.
Well, I remember Lee reviewing this, and this was one of the ones before he was going to send a beer mail to each of us, and he just sent it to both of us at once. This was one of the ones that I really looked forward to trying. I don't recall his tasting notes for everybody, I just recalled it being unique. He was getting different characteristics and qualities in the beer that didn't seem normal for a cider, but he enjoyed it, and I was like, damn, that sounds pretty good, I want to try it. So I'm actually quite excited for this one compared to the other two that the Rhino has reviewed tonight, that I was kind of, I think, just in the background yelling stupid ratings and dumb comments, but this is one that I'm looking forward to.
We also have internationally awarded but still down to earth.
So that means
Dry and sweet in perfect harmony. 5.5.
so they're trying to tell us that they're awesome, but they don't brag about it. Unless it's on the can, like, we're awesome, we're still down to earth. Alright, hey, Jesus, man, I know everyone left, but that doesn't mean, you know, Dev's here. Still. We still got a lot of big beers to get to, don't we?
Wow, that's pale.
Oh, yeah,
That's very pale.
That's probably the palest of the pale of the pale.
That is
Compared
not
to the
even
other
straw.
ciders.
That's less than straw.
Yeah, that compared to the other two ciders, this is way lighter. And the carbonation seems to be more apparent in this one than the rest. Fucking sulfites, man. I'll pick them up again. And some weird earthy thing going on. It smells like wine, too.
It does. It smells like sulfites and very wine-like.
This one, though, I'm getting the least amount of apple characteristic out of all of them. Mm-hmm. Which is why I think, like I said, his tasting notes when he tried it were off the wall compared to what a normal cider would be, in my opinion.
You know what this smells like? 1 second.
Balls? I don't know what balls smell like. Liar. Fuck you, Colgate. Hang on. I will check real quick.
You grabbing a dryer sheet?
So, you know, we're just gonna... There's a little bit of a delay in this review because Chad is looking in his fucking laundry room for the Lord knows what down here.
A little bit of Stutz.
Okay, here we go.
We have a drill. We have the smell of electric burning that drills make. Now smell your cider.
Wow, this is actually more pungent than that. You know what it actually smells like to me? Here's what I get now that you pull that out. Yeah, we're comparing smell of a fucking cider, the aroma of a cider, to a fucking drill burning.
Well, this is the thing, right? There are people...
Soldering.
There are people that get mad at some of the tasting notes people say, right? And we talk about paradigms. I don't know. But we talk about paradigms about how what you're experienced to is what the smell comes out to.
Yeah.
As soon as I smelled this, I thought of the electric spool spinning and that smell you get off of it. Or slot cars. When you play slot cars, that's the same smell.
Yeah, very similar. And again, when you solder.
And like solder, yes.
And when I was younger, my father and my brother used to do a lot of soldering with different things, and exact smell. Exact. Which, again, if your cider smelling like soldering or anything like that, not necessarily a good thing.
Let's try it.
Soldering, cidering.
Cheers.
Tomato.
Pop soda.
Tastes a lot better than it smells.
I'm getting that latex in the background. Solder, latex in the background.
Solder on the nose, latex in the background, but you are getting, like it says, it is a great mixture of sweet and dry. It actually is what I like in the sweetness factor. I mean, it hits your tongue sweet, finishes off dry, and then gives you that latex taste.
Again, much like that other one, it's like 3/4 of it up front through the palate all the way to the back. Like you said, perfect mixture of the sweetness that balances with the crispness, the tartness. 7 apple varieties. I couldn't pick all of them out, but
I couldn't pick any of them out, to tell you the truth.
I'm sure like the tartness is Granny Smith and you get stuff like that in there, but I wouldn't know for sure. I just know it's sweet with a nice balance of tartness, and then the back end hits and just that latex, almost not even soldering, but that latex like fucking taste that we got in the other one is there. It doesn't ruin it as much as that other one because that other one was absolutely god awful. But again, that one kind of just brings down the overall appeal to this cider for me personally. It's just like it's good, and then it's like it drops off to not being.
And you know what? I actually have to say that these craft ciders, they've all been drinkable, other than the shipbuilder. But I almost would rather have a macro cider.
Do you guys? I almost find this boring.
Very boring.
Which I hate to say, like, a little bit tart, a little bit sweet, but it's kind of
Now, I don't think
boring.
ciders are as big in Nova Scotia as they are in this part of North America. Well, this part of Canada. I don't think they have as much I think the big thing with them is that here there's a lot of wine. Ontario is a big wine area, and cider just goes with wine so well. I don't think they have a whole bunch of wineries in Nova Scotia. So I could see a lot of cider presses, cider houses not being there.
I haven't had a lot of the macro ciders, to be honest with you, because the ciders that I drink mostly and that I had drank were the woodchuck, which could be technically a macro, but they're still craft. They're not your Strongbows or your, even the Stellas, and you guys got the Molson one and stuff like that. Sam Adams does Angry Orchard. I've had some of their stuff. The woodchucks just blow these out of the water for me, and it's crazy because I don't think woodchuck's anything amazing.
What is that one that's done by Coors that has a fox on it, barrel something?
Fox Barrel.
Fox Barrel, yeah, those are great compared to this too.
Yeah, and maybe I'm just not authentic or something.
Carlsberg does the Summer Bees. I don't like the blackberry, but the Summer Bee apple is actually a really good cider too.
My favorite cider is Woodchuck, with 2 of them: Woodchuck Fall, the seasonals, and the Woodchuck Spring. The Woodchuck Fall one's like a pumpkin beer, has cinnamon, nutmeg, this and this, and the spring one's made with maple syrup and something else, and it's just so fucking good. I like these are just I appreciate the chance to try it, Lee. That's the whole point of beer tubing and sending out trades and doing all great stuff. We get to try stuff we wouldn't get to try, so definitely appreciate the chance to try it. I know Chad does, but at the same time, it's like I have not been impressed by these craft ciders whatsoever from Nova Scotia. And like you said, I'd rather drink a macro or something that's widely available.
Now, I would drink this over a Strongbow myself. I would drink this over the Summer Bees Blackberry. I would drink this over...
I'd rather have it than the Sir Isaac.
Sir Isaac's, yeah, fuck Sir Isaac.
Yeah.
I would drink this over the Wapoose and the Country Cider, which is also the same company. But other than that, I don't think there's many ciders I've drank this before. I'm going to have to give it a... You know what? I'm going to give it a 4.75. And it's not because the taste is horrible, because the taste is inoffensive for the most part. It's that smell, and what the smell clicks in my mind. I can't be bringing this up to my face and smelling burning electric.
That's exactly what you did. I'll give it a 5, and the only reason I'll give it a 5 is because I on your rating scale again, right? That's what I try to base it on, unless I'm giving 7 5s to pickles that cost $11. Anyway, I give it a 5 because it's inoffensive, like you said. I could drink it, probably not want to, but I could.
5 for me too. You know what? It's one of those things where it's like you can spend a little bit of extra money and have a craft.
While the air's blowing out.
You know, like with a craft lager, you can spend the extra money to have a craft lager, or you can just spend the money to have like a macro and get the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather just save a few cents, get a macro one, and then I'd probably like it a bit more. I feel bad saying that, but...
Well, you can't. I mean, you know what? We're all in the thing, and I'm going to go on a rant that no one's going to care about, and if probably get trolls on here like that fat guy in the stupid shirt that has no idea what he's talking about. It's true, but everyone gets so caught up in the whole craft, like premium craft cider, and everyone sees great. There's macro stuff that's better than craft stuff. That's just how it is. Just because you're a craft brewery or a craft cidery or whatever doesn't necessarily make your shit any better. It has to taste good. It has to smell good.
Well,
it has to be
there are
good.
times that I have gone for a macro brew, or Well, and we get this too. Like whenever we review our macro stuff, why would you? Because you never know what you're going to find, and there are some stuff that actually isn't bad. Again, Coors Batch 19, I would drink that. I would drink it a lot. It's made by Coors.
There's Blue Moon. I know it's crafty, but it's still a macro. I'd drink Blue Moon over a lot of shit. It's just easygoing beer.
Yeah, it comes down to taste.
It comes down to taste, and it comes down to personal opinion and everything else. But yeah, at the same time, pay the extra money for something craft just because it's craft, or pay less money for something macro, which you're not going to like as much, has more chemicals in it, but you're going to, well, not that you might, I shouldn't say not going to like as much, but will have more chemicals in it, give you a worse hangover, but you know what? It's going to be more enjoyable for you.
Or you just go and get a 25-ounce can of Cranberita for $2.79 and say, fuck everything else.
You could do that too. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Lee.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. Appreciate it, man.